Well, welcome back, guys. We have installed WordPress, and now I'm going to run through just as quickly as I possibly can, just an overview of all the features. Um, it's not going to be exhaustive. I will have detailed videos on each aspect of this later. And again, if ever you guys run into something and maybe I don't cover an issue that you run into or a problem that you somehow cannot resolve, just shoot me an email or shoot a post a comment on the site, and I will try my best to reach out to you, answer your questions, and help you with it. All right. So this is a quick overview. Your dashboard is the first thing that you'll see when you log in. By the way, just as a recap, the way you log into your site is going to be your domain name /wp-admin. And yes, I did change the domain name. This is another domain name. I happen to use this as just a demo. The other one was making your first blog, for those of you who caught that. Um, Now, this is your first, this is the dashboard. This is what you'll see when you first install a brand new WordPress site. They all look exactly the same. Again, they look very plain and vanilla. If I go over here and I go visit site, this is what you have right now, right? Really boring looking, and I did tell you we will change that and we will get to that. But before I ramble on too long, I'm going to go through each section really quickly. Posts. That's exactly what it sounds like. These are all the blog posts that are created. You can choose to view all posts, and you can add new post, and all of them will be listed over here, and you can sort. You can select multiples at a time and perform bulk actions on them, like move them to the trash or edit them. You can also filter by categories, and right now we just have one category, which is the default uncategorized category. Then you have media, which is where all your images, video, everything gets sent to. Right now we have a library with nothing in it. Okay. We've got pages. Pages are what you create, like a contact page. And we are going to go through building a contact form too, by the way, so stay tuned for that. Homepage, contact us, about us, that type of thing. Pages aren't really something that you edit on an ongoing basis. It's not something that changes. Blog posts are going to be your most, I guess, updated content, because people leave comments, the page gets updated, things of that nature. Then you've got comments. It sounds exactly what it sounds like. That is exactly what it sounds like. Any comments that you have right now, I think by default, Mr. WordPress has left a comment, and this is just a placeholder. And the functions you can do on all comments are, you can either allow them to just be posted, or you can approve, you can spam them, you can edit the comment. So if there's some good information, but maybe the guy's got a potty mouth or something, you can go and edit this comment. You can unapprove comments, or you can just delete them, trash them. Okay, so appearance on the left here, this is where we will kind of pretty up the site, make it look, semi-decent. There are free ways to do this, and then there are paid ways to do this. Now, the paid way I would probably recommend. Again, that will be an advanced course. Towards the end of this course, we will change the appearance of the site, and there's free ways to do it, and so we will go through that option. Okay. Plugins. This is little bits of code that have been written by programmers, and they perform functionality like, for example, sending a form, a form submission. There will be various plugins that create sliders, or any other kind of feature that you have come to expect on modern websites. There's almost always going to be a plugin for creating that feature on your site. Now, sometimes the plugins will have to be customized. Sometimes the plugins itself can be very complicated. to work with unless you are a developer that can create his own. I I don't like using too many plugins just because of security reasons. Plugins can make your site vulnerable to hackers. They require a lot of updating. You've got to be diligent about it, and only use the plugins that are necessary for your site to function. And ones that you don't use, you need to delete. But we will get to that in a little bit here. Users. Now, this is exactly what it sounds like. You manage all your users from these options here. You've got profile, and this is just your profile. Now, if I can show you something here, if I go visit site, I just held Control and clicked it to open it in a new tab. Now, this is a this is a post that doesn't really have an attributed, it's not attributed to the site owner. So right now, if I go and I'll create a new post, and I'll just call this one test. I'll say publish. If I go to view this post, you'll see that the username, the actual login name, is showing up here. And this is something I would recommend that you change, probably be one of the first things that you change, because this is your login and you do not want to expose that. So, and by the way, there are many ways that people can expose information on WordPress sites. I'm not going to go into a full security audit of the WordPress site. This is kind of a beginner's course. So as we progress throughout the throughout your whole learning experience here, we will touch on subjects and go a little bit deeper as time goes on. But to get too deep right now is just, it's not going to be beneficial for you. Okay, now to change that right there to something a little bit more meaningful, you'd go into your settings, and actually, sorry, I'm apologize, under users, and just click your username, and then scroll down, put in your first name, and then we'll say nickname, right? And this drop down over here will allow you to change that back and forth. Okay, so just do update. Okay, so now we have the name changed, or display name publicly as Roger. I'm going to update this profile, and then we're going to go back and test. So watch for this. This should change. There you go. Now I would probably suggest quite a few other methods of securing your WordPress site. The first thing we did in the beginning, if you remember, was make the database not have full all privileges. Okay, so let's finish up here. We've got settings. Now under settings, I'm going to, let's see, we've got site title, and then tagline, which I never use either of these things because, for one, I usually never use words, headings for my site in text. This is either just changed to a logo of some kind, but the option is there for you to use. You can change this, my super cool new site, right? Or whatever you want to do. And then email address, membership, if you want people to be able to register. I would keep this unchecked. Also, new user default role, leave this as subscriber, because if a new user is created, their default permissions role will be subscriber, which is the lowest level. You are an administrator, so you have super privileges to edit everything. Subscriber will have substantially less options on the left side here. So if you have an employee that you want to post updates to the site, this is where you would create a role. a new user and you create a role of subscriber or contributor. Then time zone, that's just like what it sounds like. Set your time zone for your location. You can use either American or you can use the British style or European style dating system, day first and then month. You can also customize it with PHP functions, shortcuts to that. You can change this around however you want to, and this is the way it's going to look. I just prefer keeping it the default. Then we've got time format, AM, PM, or military time, international time. And then your week starts on a Monday for most people, Sunday for some people, and if you're really weird, some other day. Yeah. English, US, you can choose a bunch of other options here. UK English or South Africa, Australia, and so on. I'll keep it standard and I'll just save changes. Okay, settings saved. Here's your little confirmation box at the top here. And what else can we talk about? Let's see. Oh, this little button here, collapse menu. Click it and everything smooshes up to the side. So in the next couple of videos, we will look at posts, how to create them, how to customize them. We'll look at updating images, creating pages, and then later we will go in and talk about customization, making the site look prettier. And then finally, some maintenance, upkeep, all that good stuff. All right, so stay with me and you will be glad you did. Thank you.